We'll get started. Okay, welcome to what are we in now? October. We're coming to the pointy end of the year. So October's call. So we're nearly, I think, next month we did our first call. So it's nearly a year since we started doing this little monthly calls. So today we're going to touch on a couple of things. We're going to touch on the lead finder in the software and how you can utilize that to your advantage with the report cards, things like that. But also how you can integrate that with ChatGPT to if you want to use a little bit of cold email style stuff or a cold reach out or outreach. We're going to talk about Google Analytics, where to find them, how to look at them, and how to show a business owner, what the impact of generating reviews is. Obviously, open up to free fall conversations as well, or free flow conversations when we finish the main part. And just Q&As and what we can do to help you guys grow. It's interesting when you put yourself out there, interesting things happen. And I'll tell you a story. Andre, you on the call? I think he is. He might be, or might not be. But I was down the Gold Coast about a month or two ago, and I was in seeing one of my clients, which is a Greek restaurant. And there was a sales rep there from a brewery called Diablo Brewing. So they do ginger beers and things like that. And so Costa, the owner of the restaurant, introduced me to Jamie. We have a good chat. He goes, mate, do you have a business card? And can I have one or two of your tap cards programmed up, just generically? I went, yeah, by all means, right? Not a problem in the world. So he goes, because I reckon I can get you some good leads. And he goes, yeah. I said, look, if you want to get a commission out, we can work something out depending on which package they're on and all that. And he goes, mate, I'm more than happy just to refer them. And obviously, if you get someone, a new client that's looking for a brewery, refer me backwards. I'm yeah, cool. So he calls me the other day. I was in the middle of a Zoom. I said, I'll call you back in 10. Rang him back. He goes, I'm here with a customer. She really wants to talk to you about what you do. I said, not a problem. So this is just on the phone. Turns out she's got 7 locations, rooftop bars all over the east coast of Australia. And they're part of the YHA, which is the Youth Hostel Association of Australia. So get on the call. I said, look, I can set you up a demo account, no catches. You can have a good play with it, see if you love it, see if it's for you. And she said, that'd be great. So she sends me an email and we get her started. Emails back and forward, can you give me your packaging? How much are the tap cards? All these sorts of things. I'm like, yep, cool, we do all that. Can we do automation? Yes, we can. And then the last email was, I just got off the phone to Dan at Habitat Noosa, which is actually a client of ours. He can't speak highly enough for you. So we're going to get started, but we're not starting any of this till January. We need to work out what packages we want. That could be a $25,000 a year client to me. Just from me doing the right thing on that first client, being the Greek on Soul, him trusting me enough to introduce me to his rep, and the rep loving what we do enough to share the story. So it's amazing. Hey, Andre.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So it's amazing how these things happen when you put yourself out there enough. It's like we've got a day spa up the road. You would have heard me talk about Soul Ocean Spa up the road. She's a contra deal of ours. So she gets free software. My wife gets free beauty treatments. It's great. So then I get a call, this is only 2 months ago, from a wellness centre around the corner here in Twin Waters. I saw what you're doing for Rachel. Can you help us? Because she's a wellness centre, so she does acupuncture and natural remedies. She thought she couldn't get reviews. She thought through APRA, which is our governing body here for health, that she wasn't allowed to get reviews. I said, no, you're allowed to get reviews. You're not allowed to make claims. You can't make claims of cures. We cured her cancer. We did this, we did that, but you can get reviews. So we set her up. She came on board on one of our lower packages, which was fine. And then I get another call 2 weeks later from a chiropractor. He's like, Wayne, I saw what you did at the wellness centre. We're using Bird Eye. I hate it. It costs me too much money. It doesn't do anything. Can we have a free trial? Set them up. Then he refers another chiropractor in Wagga Wagga. So it just steamrolls. Now, it's taken me, 2.5, 3 years at this to be an overnight success. Right? But the only thing I've done different to everybody else is I've been consistent. Every day I'm out there putting out flyers. And they're not every day of the week, don't get me. The days I choose to go out, I'm dedicated to doing 100% that task. And I look after my customers. Now, we've talked about onboarding for success. I make sure my customers have got everything they need for the software to work to 100% of their ability for their business. Now, when I was down the Gold Coast the other week, I went and saw my mate at Costa Agree Console, because he's still struggling to get access to his Google profile. So he can't use a reply with AI. We can't do anything like that at the moment. We've sent a couple of Google requests to send postcards out. So I'm down there again next week, Andre, by the way. But it's my birthday week, so you can shout me a beer.
Oh, dear.
I'm joking. But yeah, so I went and saw Costa and he goes, "Oh, Wayne, I hate to be a pain, but my staff have misplaced half the coasters, the NFC coasters we give them, because I can't find half of them." So, "Mate, don't worry about it. I've got some spares in the car. I'll just drop you off some more." "How much do I owe you?" I said, "Costa, you got enough going on. He's going through cancer treatment. He's going through 1,000 things." I said, "Mate, I got some extras. I'll just hook you up with another 10 or 15 of them." He's like, "Mate, that'd be great. Bring your wife down for lunch on me." So I get a free lunch. He gets it, problem solved. But he tells everybody about me, because it's not about, ripping them off. It's not about making an extra buck. It's about delivering a great service at a price that we're both happy with, that they'll never leave me. But what's happening is they're leaving Bird Eye in droves to come to me. Because we solve a problem at a price they're happy with. We're not contracted. We're not locking them in for long-term deals. And that's where the comfort sits with that business owner going, because business changes so quick. Having the freedom knowing that hey, look, I'm not locked into this is great. Now, I picked up a car dealer in Tennessee the other week. Now, that was a referral from a mate of mine, the old owner of the old software. They both got Lamborghinis and God knows what. And so I hooked him up because he had to do something with the Google profile. So got access to it. We fixed a couple of things up for free. He's on the software now, been on it 30 days. I said, "Mate, what do you want to do?" He goes, "Yeah, happy to continue. Send me the payment link." He goes, "Oh, actually, I probably should ask how much it is." I said, "Well, over in America, it's $199 a month." He's like, "Yep, not a problem. Send me the link." So this can be a global business. Now, I'm not marketing in America. I'm not reaching out to anyone in America. I'm not even reaching out interstate. But what I'm doing is having impact in those areas as well, just through looking after the customer. So that's the important thing to do. And I bang on about that on every single call. Why? Because it's important.
Can I chime in, Wayne?
Yeah.
I had a case a week and a half back where somebody found one of my cards in a restaurant. Go Ballooning. I don't know if you know them, the hot air balloons.
Yeah.
But they use Podium. And so they reached out. They said, "I looked at your website. I don't want to pay for anything. How can I buy the cards?" So I met with the marketing director, lovely lady, sat down. I said, "Look, I'll meet you at the bus." Sat there, gave them 3 tags for the bus and 3 tags for the hand. And Murray is the guy. And she said, "How much?" I said, "Oh, look, I'll hook you straight up to Google. You don't want the software. Just give me a review." 2 days later, they called me back. Whole list of stuff to quote on.
Yep.
Just give them the value and off you go. So,
yep.
Back you up there.
Look, I've got a guy that walks past me every morning at my coffee shop, walking his dog. His dog's name's Atlas. His name's Mitch, I found out. Never knew his name. And he goes, "Oh, do you go across the road to the pub?" I said, "Yeah, I might go over there." He goes, "Oh, I might see you this afternoon. What do you actually do? I see you here every morning. It looks like you don't have a job to go to." I said, "And make my job look really easy." And I told him what we do, and I pointed to the coasters on the table at the coffee shop. He goes, "Oh, I want to talk to you about that." And I said, "Well, look, send me your profile link. I'll give you a couple of cards." So I hooked him up with a couple of cards. Got chatting Friday afternoon. Now he's setting up another Google location. I showed him the software at the pub. And he goes, "What else do you do?" I said, "Oh, we do CRM solutions." And all. He goes, "Okay, we need to have a bigger conversation."
Yeah. It leads to much more. Just got to get out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all you need to do is get out there. And it is for some people out there. I get it. It's pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. But remember, the worst thing a business owner will tell you is they're not interested. You know, unlike when I was doing door-to-door alarm sales back in the 90s, I got bitten by a dog my first day. You know, I haven't been bitten by a dog doing this, but I did domestically, right? So business to business is pretty safe. So now, I know a couple of people asked about Google Analytics. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring the page up to show you guys. Let me do this first.
Hey, Wayne, you there?
Yep.
Mate, just a quick question while you're doing that.
Yep.
You mentioned Bird Eye before. I looked up their website or whatever a little while ago. What do you see as like the main difference? Because they offer a couple other things, don't
Yeah.
they?
I had a call with Bird Eye. Bird Eye approached me through LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be a reseller.
Right.
They offered me $29 a month per location.
Oh, yeah.
And I can sell it, but they're in charge of the billing.
Yeah.
And everything. I went, nah. There was a couple of cool things that they do that we don't do that we are about to do.
Okay.
Which I'll give you a small insight on that. I'm not sure if the boys are going to let me talk about that yet or not. There is some cool stuff coming, right?
Yeah.
To do with listing management and all that. That's all just around the corner. So, but yeah, Bird Eye's like still contracted. It's like $300-$500 a month. And the deeper I look into Podium and Bird Eye, the tools they've got are really fancy tools that no business owner uses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So the great thing of what we're doing here with Climbo, we're staying in our lane of just reputation management. We're not expanding out of that to go, oh, here's another fancy tool. Here's a booking widget. Here's this, here's that, here's that. Staying in our lane. Because the software does what it's meant to do. It works 100% of the time. And it's affordable for them compared to, the other companies out there for what the value it brings. So, but yeah, people are still going to go with them. I'm like, yep, not a problem. Sometimes they come back going, yep, been there, had the experience, felt violated. I'm coming back. Because I think the one thing I found with those big companies, they've got some really cool software. Don't get me wrong, Brad. I think they've got some great tools.
Yep.
Is that even their account managers don't care.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They said when we wanted to find something out, they'd refer us back to the website. They'd refer us to a help portal. They'd do this. There's no one they could talk to. I had an email this morning from a client in Queenstown, New Zealand. Fish and chip shop we picked up over there, again, referral. And she's like, Wayne, I got a 3-star review. It's private, but I can't respond to it. I went, yeah, because they wouldn't have put their email in. That's why you can't respond to it. She's like, okay, no, not a problem. That's about the limit of my support I have to give. Because we onboard them properly, we train them properly, we set them up properly. So give me a second here. I'm going to go to this. We'll do this. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to share my screen. So for those who are new to the call and haven't seen this feature before in Google, I'm going to show you this. So this is one of our clients, All Concept Concrete down the Gold Coast. Luke, everyone's heard me talk about Luke 1,000 times. So when Luke started with this, he had 4 reviews. It took him 4 years to get 4 reviews by sending his link out on every invoice. We connect him up with the software, automated him through Xero. He's also got a tap card now, and he just keeps driving reviews. Now, Luke was spending $50 a day on paid Google ads. Right? So he pays me $328 a month. Right? So do the math in reverse and work out the savings he's got. Now, if we go to performance here, let's go to September, latest month. I haven't looked at this, by the way. Okay. So business profile interactions are up 64.7% compared to last year. It's at the same time last year. Now, we haven't done anything different. We turned his ads off and we're just driving reviews and we're posting into his profile content once a month. That's it. Right. We come down here. Okay. People that viewed his business profile is up 26.2%. 1,987 people viewed his profile. His business showed up in search 486 times, which is 35% more than last year. And these are the words he showed up in. Guess what he wants to rank in? Polished concrete resurfacing. That's where he wants to rank, right? So he had 105 times he came up in polished concrete. Now that's all fantastic. That's just data. But then we come to the power pack. Okay, 49 phone calls for the month. 58% increase in phone calls to when he was running paid ads. Now, he was running his own paid ads. I'm sure a proper agency would have been able to do a lot better than he was, right? But now, Andre, you do paid ads.
Yep.
For a concreter, is 49 calls a month pretty good?
Yes. We've got a installation company that we run ads for. It's a very low budget. They're happy with 19 leads. So that 49 is perfect. It's double for no money.
Yep. And you go, website clicks up 92%. Right. Now, Luke had no idea how to look at these data. So once a month, I take 6 minutes and I just do a screen recording of this. That's all I do, is show him that data. Because that's all he's interested in. Does that make sense to everybody?
Can you get access to the analytics?
If you request, say, if they want you to help them, right, what you do, you say, if you want me to be a manager of the profile, you just go to their profile and go, own this business, and then follow the prompts as a manager, and I'll ask you what level you want. You go agency, for example, and then they'll get an email and they'll approve it.
Okay.
And just say, you're going to get an email in a second and I can help you, with all this stuff. And that's how you upsell if you want a bit more money. So I had, like, Luke rang me up, and then Sunshine Coast Windscreens rang me up and said, okay, we're happy with the review software. How can I pay you more money? What else can you do? Now, I stay in the lane of just Google profile. So I post in their profile, make sure it's optimized, make sure the categories and all that are properly listed. So that's what we do. I stay in that one lane. That's my specialty. I won't even do ads. I'll refer them to Andre if someone wants them. Okay. I won't touch them. I don't know. I know how to do them. It's not my specialty. I don't want to get involved in it. I'd rather refer it to someone else in our community that knows what they're doing with it.
With regards to the packages, the bronze, silver, and gold, I'm just copying them. What should the things be inside of each offering?
So I have a starter pack, right? Starter pack's our hospitality pack. That's $500 a year. They get bugger all text, bugger all email, but they get the QR codes, they get the NFC stands and coasters, and they get the reply with AI and social share, right? So I leave that all turned on. They can't turn off my branding. My branding stays, all that sort of stuff. The minute it goes to the $199, $299, $399 a month, the only difference there is the amount of text and email credit.
Okay.
They get, and because it's based on an automation with Zapier or Elbardo, right? So I'm looking at Zapier costs, I'm looking at all that, right? So, and the great thing with the way when I present the packages, I'm like, they're not contracted. If you need to start on that one and you let's say I might give them 200 texts a month, right? And I'll go, we have a fair play policy. If you go over that, we'll extend it a little bit for a month. But if you keep going over that, then you just got to go to the next plan. And they're like, yep, not a problem at all, right? So, for example, with Habitat and Noosa and companies like that, I said, they're our plans. They said, look, we'll give me two $500 a year plans because they're just for our bars. But for our accommodation, we need unlimited. So we've got two plans at $399 a month, okay, and two at $500 a year. So that client's worth about $16,000 a year. And
so with regards to the text and the emailing, does that go through our for emails? We set them up on their own domain?
No, I set them up on mine. Well, yeah, it's all internal, just set up. So
Yeah,
in this case, what we did with them, we're still working on with one of their software companies to get the automation right. But in the interim, I just set up some Google Sheets, and they just
Okay.
copy paste daily into the Google Sheet, and it automates it.
Yeah, got it.
And they're happy with that. They're stoked with that. They're going, look, if we never get the connection, we're fine.
Okay. All right, cool.
So- Okay. Any other questions on that? No, I've got a chat question here. So if you stop the ads, you're still getting leads because of, yeah. So Sandy, that's correct. So what we did, we optimized his profile to make sure his categories and his listings and all his services were properly listed. We started posting content into his Google profile, which is related to his business, being concrete polishing. We uploaded more photos. We get him to give more photos every month. And we just started getting reviews and responding to reviews. That's the only thing we did. And he's dominating that search. I think I showed you his report in the map pack thing I did with the ratings. He's within a 10K radius of his business. He's number 1, 2, and 3 in different parts. Okay. Any other questions on that before we move to the next part? No? Okay, let's go to the next part. Hang on a second. Okay, here, get this. Hate and Zoom, get this out of the way. Okay, so let's go down to prospecting. Okay, so everyone's got this prospecting tool in their back office, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go chiropractors and I'll go Sunshine. Yep, Sunshine. Put another S in there, helps, doesn't it, Wayne? Coast. Nope, not coming up. Good. Let's go Brisbane. Brisbane, Queensland, and go find leads, right? So this is searching now. The reports here are pretty good. There's a couple of little tiny bugs in them. But the good thing is when you do a specific one like chiropractors or things like that, most of the time it brings up, they're pretty close competitors. And then all I did was get the report, have a look at the report, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment and how to add them to favorites and do all that. And then I'd chat GPT it. I might write me an email proposal for this business and their star rating is this. They've got this many reviews. Their competitors got this, and the benefits of using quick reviews to help outgain their competitor. And that will write the email for me, right? I've got the prompt somewhere, which I'll put it up in a PDF format in the school for everybody. So you can see here, right? So we've got, like this one here, 4.4, 14 reviews, 4.8, 30 run reviews. Now the score level here, where it says 4.7, so the lower the score, the better for us, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So this one here, 1.9. So sorry, the higher the score, the better for us, not the lower the score. The higher the score, the better for us, right? So you can see here, these guys got 5 stars, 231 reviews. Now, don't discount that lead because it means reviews are important to them. So they might be using a software, they might want a better software.
It's another little trick as well, and just a little bit deep, and that's sort of the things that I look at, Wayne. If I see that people are actually advertising,
Yep.
you know that reviews are a high priority, much harder to get in because they're already doing something and got somebody.
Yep.
But you know the intent is there.
Yep. So you go to this, okay, Brisbane Chiropractic, let's go create deal. Okay, then we just go down to deals and we go here, right? So in here you can get the report, just go generate the report and that will click it up like this and that will tell them, so that's where they are, right? So they're ranking 246. So you can just screenshot that literally and just send them to them. But so what you do now, you grab, and I'll do a set. I won't do the video on it this morning, but I'll do it later. Basically, of how to get this data, and then do a competitive like analysis in ChatGPT to send that to them to try to get in. But occasionally you can just ring them and go, "Hey guys, do you mind? Who's the best person to send a report on how you're ranking, with Google reviews?" It can be as simple as that. Now, as a lot of you know, I don't do email marketing and stuff much at all. But I can print that report out and take it to them if I'm going to an appointment. Just go, this is where you're at. Cold hard facts. That's where you're at. You're 246. I mean, what's that? Make them, oh God, 30 pages deep, something like that. A ridiculous amount. Who's that? Okay. But yeah, you got all these tools there that you can utilize to help you get in front of them. But you get 3 searches a day, I think, and that's to stop the API calls going crazy at the back end and costing Colombo a fortune. So do your research properly. Don't do global. Just stay in your local market and use that to your advantage. You know, when I got the referral to the other chiropractor, I ran a quick thing on him. Just did a quick report on him. Yep, here we go. Sat down with him on a Zoom call and showed them that. And this is how you can improve. Now, the other thing you can do, let's say someone's, like the car yard I got in Tennessee, he was 3.2 stars. I'd say pretty low. And I said, so ChatGPT, okay, we're at 3.2 stars with this many reviews. How many extra reviews do we need, 4 or 5 star reviews, to get to 4.2? And it worked out we need another 82 reviews. So you say, okay, to get to a decent mark in Google, which is over 4, but 4.2 is you're doing okay. This is exactly, so I said to them, this is what your staff need to do. This is how many more reviews we need to get to hit that benchmark. Now, once we hit that benchmark, we'll focus on the next one. But you just type that into ChatGPT to say the current business has got this many 4-star review or this many reviews in total and a star rating at 3.2. How many reviews would they need to get to 5-star or 4.8 or whatever the number? And ChatGPT will do the maths and give you that number. And you say, so if we can show you an easy way to get to 4.2 pretty quick and then beyond, would you have a look? Now, be careful not to set in their mind that once they're at 4.2, they're all good, because we've got to maintain that and increase it. And that's when you start talking about conversations in Google and consistency in reviews will keep them ranking and help them dominating that space. But yeah.
One way to sort of add value to that, because I'm doing the same thing with the radiologists at the moment. You put that in, excuse me, when you hit that 4.2, go back to analytics on your phone, show them how many times it's been viewed. And for those who care about the money side of things, normally a click would cost $2 or $3. And so you've just had 4,000 views worth $8,000 for free just by doing that. Don't stop. Let's move forward. Yeah. And then think, oh, okay, we've got free marketing. Yes. So you're looking good and free marketing. And that's not even considering how many people are converting more than landed there. So there's two little tips there.
Yep. And that's the thing, you can ask your client, is a restaurant, what's your average sale? What's your average cost? What's your average sale? What's your average bill? And they might go, look, it's $100. And you okay, say, great. Oh, we need to find you 2 new customers a month. That's it. That's if you charge him the 199. 2 new customers a month that will become regulars, and that will cover your bill. And you can show the metric quite easily if you got access to the Google, or they've got access to the Google. Just go back and look at especially when you can do it month by month. Okay, we started in August, for example. Let's look at August this month compared to August last year. And 9 times out of 10, if they're doing the right thing and driving the reviews and posting in their profile and doing all the little things you need to do, they will be getting more traffic. Generally, especially you'll see it at the 60, 90-day mark. You'll definitely see it there. But again, it comes down to make sure your customers understand what they're doing. They know how to do it, and they're encouraging their staff to either use the tap cards cases, or they're putting the details in and sending the SMSs or emails out. Now, those in Australia, I have found that emails requests work better than SMS request in Australia. mainly due to, and it already comes to the business too, mainly due to Australians don't trust text messages anymore. They don't trust links in text. We get too many scams from Australia Post, the tax office, banks, all that. They don't really want to tick links, click links. So that's the important part to remember there. So guys, you've got all these tools there to go and find leads. If you're going down a strip mall, you can go, okay, well, what businesses are down there? Go do a quick search, then run a report on them. Take it out to them.
Wayne?
Yep.
Yeah, I have a question in regards to the reports. I stopped using reports because a few times when I use it, I actually took the company that came up and I put them in Google, and the information was different. Like they ended up having more reviews than what it showed on the report. Has that issue been fixed, or is it just?
I believe it has, and I'll show you.
Okay.
And I'll show you another little hack too. Sorry, I'll show you this one as well. Give me 1 second. So if you've got someone on a free trial, right, and they're not connected to Google yet, right? So when you come in here, right, you'll see last reviews, right? Because
Right.
after a time it won't refresh. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's not directly. So how to do that? You just come here, you go to integrations, go to Google, press edit, and refresh. That will pull in the new data if there's any new data. So you can see here. Now, this guy's not using our software yet, but you can see it's brought in the latest review.
And that
No,
average on the
my-
left-hand
My
side,
question,
Mike? Sorry, that average, is that the Google average, or is that just for those 5 reviews? In the left-hand column,
Over here,
yeah.
Google average 4.5.
Yeah, is that only for the reviews?
No,
that are
that's
showing
your, that's your total average.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can check that in the report. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just, so if you found that they're if you've got them on a free trial but they haven't connected their Google yet.
no, I was asking in regards to the prospecting, the report.
Yeah, the report,
prospect.
yeah. So the report's in the deals when you go to the report. So if we go to here, for example, so we got Brisbane Chiropractic. Let's just go and have a look. We won't go to there. We'll just go here and we'll copy that. We'll just have a quick check because I believe it was fixed. 14. Yeah. So sometimes if you run it again, the report again, it can just be an API, like a stuck point. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So yeah, but generally, I know the reports, it's still a tiny bit buggy where sometimes it'll bring in the wrong data of the competitor
Right.
and things like that, but they are in the background working pretty hard on that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I stopped using it because, like, I added a bunch of people to the deals, and then I went back and started, just not referencing, but just verifying that the information was correct. And I found that the majority of the ones that I added to my deal section, the numbers didn't add up. And I was just like, "Oh, good thing I didn't reach out to them yet."
Yeah,
Because
I haven't found the issue with the reviews not stacking up yet. Now, how long ago was this though?
I stopped using it like maybe a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I know they've been working hard in the background on a lot of stuff, so they may have fixed that. It could have been just the API call or something like that at that end. The only bug I have found in it, I haven't seen the review disparity yet, but I have found the competition disparity. Occasionally, it'll bring in a random business not associated to that niche.
Yeah, I noticed that in a few of them.
And that can also be that business's listing too, where in their listing in their categories, they've got some wrong categories there.
Right.
Yeah, like the other third, fourth businesses that come in. And I see that a lot when you get businesses and their categories they're in it, they're absolutely irrelevant to their business. Yeah, and that's an easy, you can charge $500 easy to fix that for them, if not more, if you wanted to turn it into revenue.
Got it.
Okay. What other problems are people coming up with out there? Or what other things do people need help with?
So just real quick, you were in your back office, and so you keep Even the people who haven't signed on for the service yet, but have your QR code or card, you keep them in the back office as well.
Yeah, at the moment, yep. So like that Indian restaurant, he reached out to me. I dropped the flyer off months ago. Reached out. We had a Zoom call. He said, "Mate, I'm pretty keen to have to go forward. I'm away for it next month." So I've just left him there.
Okay.
So when I've got them listed free trial, the minute they come on, I convert them to one of my plans, or I delete them.
Okay. Yeah, because I've given out a few cards to some businesses, and they haven't bought onto the service yet, so I removed them from my back office. But every once in a while, I do go to their Google profile just to see if they're using the cards, and if I see that they're using the cards, then I reach back out to see if they're.
See, this is why you don't delete them from your back office, because you can track the taps from the card.
Right.
Because the taps will come up as a unique hit.
Right.
So that's why you don't, especially if you've got them on a free trial and you think, okay, well, are they using it, not using it? So let me go back here. So we'll go back into here, go to clients. Let's go down to Craft Espresso, for example. So what you'll see here in the analytics is 7 unique visits. So that's 7 taps. He hasn't got QR codes. That's 7 taps of the cards. So we go last 30 days, 55 taps, 25 reviews, 2 negatives.
Okay.
So I know they're using it. That's how I track it.
Got it. And now, are they using any of the? Are they using the software, or they're just using the cards?
No, using the software. He paid clients. So he's using it. You can see here he's using you can see here down a little bit further. He's using the reply with AI. He logs in like once a week to use the reply with AI. But yeah, that's here. So that especially on. See now the reason you leave them in, especially on a free trial, right? This is super important because they'll come back to you and go, no, we got all them. You've got no metric if you've deleted them.
Right.
You go, no, they're all taps. I can tell that because they've come from that unique link. So when they've tapped it, they've gone to the landing page, not straight to Google.
Right.
So now you'll find those cards, if you've deleted them, the cards will be just dead. So what you're better off to do is, let me share this again. Let's say this guy here, you come in, you go to edit, and you just pause the client. Now, if they're using the cards and they're enjoying it, but they're being tight asses, that will just come up with an error now. And they're going, oh, how do I get it turned back on? Same with having pages. Just pause it.
Right.
Because if they're loving it, it'll motivate them to pay pretty quick.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if they're not connected via the Google API and they've just got the public access and you want to keep a track, just remember to log into their account, go to the integration, go to Google, press edit and press the little refresh button in the top right, and that will pull in the fresh data. Because I've seen a lot of people going, oh, yeah, I can't see the latest reviews because it's not integrated. That's why. So it used to just pull it all in, but the API calls on the free accounts weren't, just burn through API calls for no reason. And when you got as many locations as Climbay's got using the one API, it costs a lot of money for the API call. But yeah, and that's why I say to guys, especially when I'm doing a free trial, I monitor the shit out of that. I'm like, yeah, they're using it. So when you go back and it's time to pay, they're like, oh, it didn't really work. And you go, well, here it is. That it did. Some of you recall like the client I had with the Shopify store. Now she had 41, 42 reviews when we started. We did a free trial with Zapier connection to Shopify. We got it at 88 reviews in the first month. She said it's not working. Right? It took her 4 years to get to 41 reviews and we doubled them in a month. She said it's not working. I went, well, I can see it is because I can see clicks, I can see this, I can see that. And I said, look, you know what? You're too hard. I don't want to work with you. I'm out. Plus, because I'd underestimated how many Zapier clicks should go through. So I'd upgrade my Zapier account, all that for a free trial. Now she's been with us now 3 years. Never hear from her. She's at 600 and something reviews. Right. Pays a bill every month. Right. Because she knows it works. Because she goes, we got all those reviews at 88, the extra 40 odd reviews. I said, well, show me how you got them because I can prove to you how I got them. Remember, some business owners will try to play you. No, it's not.
Wayne, I noticed you mentioned your catchphrase is set them up for success.
Yep.
What is it? Because that's the longevity component. What does that look like in a nutshell? Just
So if it's hospitality, I give them enough tap cards, coasters, and signs and QR codes to make sure they're visible. The people are going to use them. If it's a software integration, I'll make sure the software is integrated correctly and it's working. And so the software is doing what it's meant to be doing. You know, when when I was with Ready Reviews / Wombot, we had a windscreen repair guy, which is Sunshine Coast Windscreens. And the easiest way for him to get out was through text, right? Because that's the way third-party software worked. I had him on a free trial for 6 months because it just wasn't converting the way I wanted it to. It just wasn't working. Now we realized that the number the text was coming from was a US number. So I was like, well, who the hell is this? Even though it listed the business name, it did all that, but people were, nah. The minute we changed him to Climbo, and back then it would send from the business name rather than just leave a review, and he's still getting great results. He went like this, went boof. Right? Then he goes, okay, Wayne, it's working. I said, well, what do you want to do? He goes, yeah, I'm happy to pay. And then 2 or 3 months after him paying, he goes, what else can you do for me to pay you extra? So he went from $1.99 to $2.99 a month. And he bills on direct debit. He just pays it every month, doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah, I've got one. Sorry, Wayne. I've got one. The Eden one. Yeah, 50 Campbell. Same thing. Started off, had one card at the till, didn't work too well. Went back, gave them a disc for every table, and just spoke to the staff and said, please just point to it. Don't even speak. Just point to it. Took them about 3 weeks. I'm just looking at the account now. 95 reviews in 4 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's setting up for success means. That figure out what's working for them and let them run.
Yeah.
I don't touch them now. So
yeah, it's like Elston's, Andre.
Yeah.
So when I first set up Elston's, I set up free trial. It's a stand and a coaster, right? Just for a couple of days. And they got a couple of reviews. And then I walked in, hadn't met the owner at this point, but Aaron, he goes, you must be my review guy, right? And he goes, what do I do? How much is it? Told him, he goes, yep, let's get started, right? So I gave him a whole lot of coasters, and I went back like a month later and the coasters aren't out. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He goes, no, I got the QR code. Went, yeah, that's on every business card, but the QR goes straight to Google. Dude, he goes, oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, shit. Quickly put them all out. And we're watching his reviews just keep going like that. You know, now, do we stop in hospitality? Do we stop every bad review? God, no. Because you've got the Karens out there in the world that will still go, they'll leave and they'll go to Google and they'll do their thing. But we mitigate a lot of that damage.
Yeah, there is the reverse side of that. I did one for a craft beer company, guy that I knew. I went to go see him. Roy is his name. And I said, Roy, you've got about 500 people coming through there on a Friday, Saturday night. I said, get your review. So he goes, great. I said, let me go speak to your staff. He goes, no. I'll speak to my staff. Just give me the stuff and tell me what to do. That's been almost 2 months ago. Hasn't done one.
No.
Not been set up. So if you don't set them up, they don't win. So
yep. So now I go there and go, okay, well, what tables, how many tables have we got? How many do we need? Yep. And let's go put them on the table now. Set them up, because business owners traditionally are lazy. They're busy doing a lot of other stuff in their business. They want this, but they don't want to have to take the action to do it. You know, so that's why I just take that extra time to make sure. And this is one of the reasons I don't automate the onboarding. I do it myself. I want to make sure I've got the right logo. I want to make sure I've got the right landing page image. You know, and Andre, you noticed this when you were doing the paid ads. you had a lot of people sign up, but no one actually did anything.
Yep, they did nothing. I've got 60 sitting there. I had people like Choice Flooring, big chain. That's the only people that signed up and actually put everything in, but they haven't proceeded further. I haven't followed up with other things to do. But if you do not white glove them from the beginning, and it's not a lot of time, 5-10 minutes a week, you'll have success. If you don't do that, good luck.
Now, what I've got is I've got an automation in my CRM. The minute I move them to local deal or 15-day free trial, whatever it might be, it starts a sequence. Hey, welcome to Quick Reviews. Do me a favor, check your email, check your junk mail because your logins have been sent to you. Then it goes, hey, making the most of your Quick Reviews free trial. Here's a link to some tips and hints and videos.
Yeah.
It just little drips. It's 3 or 4 emails. It's not a lot.
Yeah, and that works.
Yeah, and just onboarding and I picked up the fish and chip shop in Christchurch Queenstown in New Zealand. She was an old client with Reddit reviews. Didn't really work for it because had the landing page, had to put their name and email in. There was a buffer before it. And then she stayed on my email list. And then she's like, wait, can we have another Zoom call? Because I'm keen on these tap cards.
Yep.
Came on board, signed up, paid the bill. Like within seconds of getting the invoice, she paid it. And I had an email this morning about the 3-star private feedback one. But other than that, she's referred me to Tourism Queenstown.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of starting to work with them. Right?
Very good.
And it's because I took that time to have a Zoom call with her. Now, Anna's an older lady, runs a really good business, but an older lady, but pretty tech savvy for her age. And she goes, Wayne, I just need someone who's patient with me to walk through this. I spent probably half an hour on 2 different Zoom calls.
Yep.
Now, was it a lot of time? No. She's referring me to everybody. She'll be a lifetime client, right? And I'll probably get an email every once or 2 months from her just with a short question. Because everyone, one of the constant questions I get asked privately is, how do you manage all your clients? I don't need to. Don't need to. Like I get a couple of support calls a month, couple of support calls a month, and they're all easy. They're just questions. I've forgotten how to do this. How do I do that? Oh, where's my QR code? It's not sucking a lot of my time, but they pay every month.
Yeah, it's good.
So, again, I always harp on it, set them up for success. If you're automating it, make sure it's working, make sure it's tested, do all that. And you just don't hear from them. With some of the automated ones, depending on what you're doing, you might need a little bit more time with them to help them. But, the chiropractor, I did a Zoom with his staff. I said, I can come down to the shop. It's not far away. He's like, no, we'll just do a Zoom. I've got to get on a plane later. Did a Zoom. They were each on their iPads and their laptops and stuff. And we connected them all, showed them how to find stuff, showed them how to send them SMS or an email, showed them how to edit it, did all that. And they're like, yeah, cool. Like, let's go. Haven't heard from them since.
Guys, I'm going to have to duck. I've got a 9 o'clock. Wayne, as always, thank you very much.
Yep. I'll see you next week if you're around.
Yeah, shoot me a text when you're on your way.
Yeah, we'll do. See you guys. See you, mate. Okay, see. Okay, guys, I've got a chat message here. What have we got? Walking in a prospect, having a tap card with them. So if you walk into a prospect and you're leaving a card with them, I tried a few times and they aren't using it. No, so I only leave a card with them if I've shown them exactly how it works. And I'll leave it for a couple of days and I'll give them generally a stand as well if I've got a stand, depending on the type of business. But yeah, again, it's about education for that client. Because if they just put it somewhere and it's not highly visible, especially if it's just a tap card. So prime example, hospitality, Elston's, which is the client we were talking about before. He had like Google card, little QR code at the counter. I said, dude, what are you doing? Like in your restaurant, I come up and pay, then I eat. Why am I going to leave a review at the point of sale when I pay? I haven't even eaten yet. Does that make sense to people? Why would you leave a review before experiencing anything? So that's why the coasters and QR codes and all that on tables in hospitality work really well. You know, we set ours up to the point like, you know, we get some menu design from them, and occasionally they go, "Can you do menus?" Yeah, we can design your menu. It's my wife's job. And we put their QR code on the menu,
Oh, okay.
right? So little things like that, again, just comes down to onboarding. You think logically about the business. When are they paying the bill? If they're paying it before they dine, it's pointless having it at the point of sale. If they're paying it after they've dined, well, yeah, point of sale works. Okay. You know, with Square integrations and things like that, you can actually log into their Square account, put their QR code onto the receipt that'll print out where they print out. Yeah, there's all these little things you
What
can.
is-
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, what are your thoughts on selling the cards up?
Upfront, depending on the business, yeah. You know, part of my free trial and my terms and conditions, the cards and the coasters are okay, but cards and stands are okay because I can get them back and I can repurpose them. But the coasters, if they stick the coasters down, the table plates, if they stick them down, they've got to buy them regardless at the end of if they're not going with me at the end of it, they've got to pay for them. And I charge them like $30 each. And I'll reprogram them to Google for them. So I've sold cards on their own. Said to people, yeah, we're selling cards. Like, yeah, okay, how many? Do you want them to go straight to Google or do you want them to go to the software? And I'll have one programmed up generically to Google or any Google account. And I'll have one programmed up to like our software and go, this is the difference.
Okay, I like that. Okay.
So I have a black card for programmed and a white card for non-programmed. So I know which one's which. So otherwise you don't know which one's which. Ezio, knew this. I was wondering, can I set up? Yeah, we can do that. Yep. So yeah, guys, remember, let's think about the logic of the business. How do they transact? What's going to be best working for them? Now, if they're a tradie, do you honestly think they're going to remember to use the card to get the client to tap at the end of it? No, right? So if they're a concreter or a glazier or an electrician or a plumber, they're not going to remember. They just want to get paid. So you say to them at the end of the day, log into your software on your phone. I even help them set it up on their phone. So the point when they got a little app icon, they go like that, and it logs into the software just by Google. Give that a second. Yep, it's loading now. Takes a second. And it logs into the dashboard. And show them how they can send a request from there.
Done.
Right. And again, it's just that little bit of care and that little bit of onboarding that will have them with you forever. You know, that's the key. You know, too many people, and remember, our competitors out there, Bird Eye and Podium, don't care. They'll do an onboarding in the beginning, but if that client's stuck, the chance of them getting support or proper one-on-one support is zero. My clients love the fact that they can call me. Yeah, and they call me about lots of different things from time to time. By the way, do you do this? Do you do that? Now, I also do FPOS machines, like payment gateways. So I get clients going, oh, who can you recommend for point of sale or FPOS? Well, yeah, that's something else we do. I do FPOS, not point of sale, but I can refer them. You know, so again, it's solving those bigger problems. But this is literally, once you get your head around it, and we're all guilty of this. I was guilty. I overthought the whole process in the beginning. It literally is a 7-minute sale with a 7-minute setup. They're either interested or they're not. It's not my job to convince the ones that aren't interested that, you know, we're going to solve their world problems. You know, so it's just hit, win, hit, win, hit, win. Now, People laugh at me about the flyers. 90% of my businesses come from the flyer drop, one way or another.
Hmm.
If I put a shitload of flyers out there, yes, I have.
Mhm.
Right? But 90, so I put a new chatbot on my website, an AI chatbot, right? Thinking, oh, yeah, this will work. And I didn't spend enough time training it. And then I had said this, I'm interested in your NFC cards. I've got a restaurant in Mooloolaba. That's the only information it got. I'm like, oh shit, there's 50, 60, 70, 80 restaurants in Mooloolaba. So I just went and re-dropped them all with a flyer. That afternoon, I got a call from that restaurant owner going, mate, yeah, I've been trying to get onto you. I'm interested in your locals only pack for $500 a year. Can you come and set me up? Step, not a problem. Went down, programmed him all up, set him up. I said, how do you want to pay today? He goes, do you take Amex? I said, hell yes. Done. That's that craft espresso we showed you just before. He's using it flat out. So again, just that onboarding for success. It's taken that little bit of extra care, bit of extra time with the client just to make sure that they're right. You know, they're all good. They understand stuff. And occasionally I'll reach out to them going, hey, how you going with the software so far? And if they go, yeah, really, really good, I'll send them a request from my software to give me a review. Because I use my own software. That's important too. Okay. Any other questions, guys? We're just over the hour now. How are you going out there, Brad?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not too bad, mate. I mean, this is I've got a digital marketing agency that does a bunch of other things, probably similar to you and your wife, but yeah, I've reached out to a few local businesses that I deal with. I haven't done anything in bulk at the moment. I'm actually looking at it on another screen right now. I think you and I, a few months ago, jumped on a Zoom and I was showing you like a scraping tool. So that was before this deal finder thing, like inside of the software. But I'm still trying to put something together where I can probably do some cold emailing, which I haven't executed yet. Try and pull some data. I've got, like on my other screen here right now, I've got a massive list of restaurants, like sort of between basically around Brisbane, but like a massive list here that I've pulled through another software. And then it's got a few columns that show how many 1-star, how many 2-star, how many 3, 4, 5. So it's got like 5 different columns on the spreadsheet. And what I'm going to look at doing is, which I've just done while you've been talking, is create another little column and just pulled the numbers for the 1, 2, and 3-star. So what you'd consider negative or neutral, and then sorting it by who's got the most 1, 2, and 3-star reviews in total. And then I want to do some sort of cold emailing or whatever and reach out and go, hey, like you guys have got 200 negative reviews, etc., and kind of focus on that and on mitigating that.
Yeah. I found one of the good markets, the interesting markets, when people have got a low review count but a high score.
Oh, yeah.
They want to keep the high score, but they want to get more reviews. So that's another little thing I've noticed in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I tell them, look, the minute you start driving a lot more reviews, your score may drop a little bit.
Mm.
They went, yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't expect to keep 5-star forever. I get that.
Yeah.
I have a couple of clients that have got like nearly a couple hundred reviews and still 5-star.
Yeah.
They haven't had any negative reviews because they're a fantastic business.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get that.
Yeah. So I want to look at doing something with that. Andre and I have been talking about a couple of things as well. I'm going to catch up with him, Gold Coast 500, in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
So I'll be down his way. Outside of that, I've probably got about 20 clients on this. A couple of them are free, are people that I know.
Yep, fair enough.
I haven't gone and done what you do and just like door knock. But if I go and deal with a local business, like where I'm on the north side of Brizzy, I'll talk to them about all sorts of stuff. And I've got a couple that way. just because I've been dealing with them personally, like for my own
Yeah, own personal use.
usage. But yeah, I definitely want to try some sort of bulk emailing, but go for like one industry.
I'll connect you with a mate of mine, Stephen. He's a Climbo
Mhm.
reseller, but he's just not active in the Climbo space.
Yeah.
He's cracked the code of really high deliverability for cold email.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That'd be good.
Absolutely cracked the code.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can
I've got to
keep.
work out how to get it to dynamically insert some data, which I'm sure you can do.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
easy.
something I'm across. Yeah. I also use which other people might want to look at. I've got no affiliation to it. There's a video software called dubb.com. I've been using that for other stuff as well, but you can actually, if you're sending out from Gmail or from whatever email provider, you can actually make little screencast videos or videos of yourself or a combination of both. And it seems pretty friendly. I don't know how to go on a bulk basis. It seems pretty friendly, like individually. I
Yep.
can send out an email, and it's actually got what do you call it? Like a GIF file, like the little 3-second loop
Yep.
of me moving, like waving my hand or something on the camera at the very start of the video. It's actually nicely embedded in the body of the email, and then they can click on it, and it opens the video in its own window. But it also on the back end tracks the analytics, like whether someone's opened the email, whether they've clicked on the video, the percentage that they've watched the video. Like it'll come up and say such and such has watched 90% of this video, like whatever the video title is, etc. So just in other areas, I found that to be quite helpful. I know if someone's looked at the content
Yep.
or the video that I've sent them. And I'm thinking maybe if I can use that and do a somewhat generic video for an industry and just go, like here, have a look at this data here on how many.
Another thing you can do with some of the other clever software out there, like Go High Level, Hypebeck Pro, things like that, is you can set up what they call a trigger link.
Yeah.
So if they click that link, it will go, hey, a day later, hey, Brad, what did you think of my video?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
If they click that link, it'll automate a follow up.
Yeah. Cool.
So Sandy Alex has just asked, what's it called again? Do you want to, what's it called?
Dubb, dubb.com.
I'm just putting that in the chat for everybody. There you go. So no, that went to NZO. Sorry. It's meant to go to everybody, everyone in the meeting. dubb.com.
Yeah.
So that's in the chat for everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Brad.
No, that's all right. Yeah, and on there you can create you'll see it. There's a whole heap of stuff in there. I actually still use it on a free plan. I've had it for years.
Yeah.
I will upgrade it if I'm going to do something more with it. You can actually create like a little landing page sort of thing. When it pops up, you got the video. It can have your business details, a couple of links to your website, LinkedIn, like social profiles, whatever, profile photo, and you can actually add like call to action buttons. So you might have like a book a call with me that links off to Calendly or whatever. Yeah, whatever you want people to do, you can have all that stuff on there. So it is pretty good. How it goes deliverability wise, it's supposed to be pretty friendly, like with all the programs. But I think bulk email, the question is whether having links and videos there actually may reduce deliverability. But
yeah, sometimes it does. But if you link them properly and insert it as an actual link rather than the whole link, you can set it as a web link and it'll go, what are you calling this button? So you name the link, click here to learn more, and it will embed the link behind that.
Yeah.
That increases deliverability too. If you just got the whole link in there, occasionally that will push it to spam or
Yeah. There's another little tool, which is what I showed you, Wayne, months ago, called Outscraper.
Yep.
I was using that to grab like these lists of Google business profiles.
Yep.
Well, actually, I was using another tool called Instant Data Scraper, which is a Chrome extension. And you actually bring up the map. You might type in like Plumber Brisbane or Plumber whatever your city is. You'll obviously have the map show up on your desktop on your computer. And then, you can kind of zoom in and zoom out with your map.
Yep.
If you zoom it out to the area that you want and then use Instant Data Scraper in your Chrome extension, it will pull every single business it can find that's visually in that map area. So even though when you open that map, you can only see a certain number, like the first 20 businesses like marked on the map if they've got an actual location, it will actually go through that 20 and then the next 20 and the next 20 until it runs out. So it will pull everything from the area that you've got displaying on your map. So you can end up with a list of, you can end up with a massive list of businesses for that particular industry or keyword that you've put into the map. And then that's where I then run that through.
So Brad, I've just shot you a private message to shoot me an email with a couple of those website links, and I'll put them on a PDF and put them in school.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you can do that, that'd be great. But I saw another hack this morning where if you go to Google and type in site semicolon, so ... then LinkedIn.com, CEO emails, it'll bring up every email.
Yeah.
There's a Chrome extension you can link to that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's another good free data scraper.
Yeah.
There's some pretty cool stuff there.
Mm.
Okay, guys, any other questions on anything at all? Well done, Brad, too. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, all these hacks going to be added in the school?
Yeah. So Brad's going to send me an email. You still got my email, don't you, Brad?
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, I've still got it, mate.
Yeah. Brad's going to send me an email with a couple of those website links. I'll put them on a PDF doc and put them into school a bit later today. So that's all going to come together. I think I'm going to do a little video on just how to automate a Google Sheet for SMS or email, and just how to use that internally from the back end. It's a very basic way to do it. Nice, easy way so if someone wants to automate something very simply, they can do that. So, and it literally is a couple of minutes setup. It's not hard. So guys, we're going a bit over time this morning. Any final questions, final comments, final statements, final anything before we wind this one up? No? Guys, thank you so much for taking time out to jump on. We do appreciate your time every month. This will be up in school in the next half hour or an hour, and it'll be in university in the next day or two. And we look forward to seeing everybody same bat time, same bat channel next month.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Get there. See ya.